It is just wild to see someone live their life like this and have the audacity to expect these women to still stay with him.
Say hi to the other wives. We're going out tonight.
I grew up with dogs on a ranch, and they were brilliant. They were intelligent. You could speak to them, and they would answer you.
Big difference from us and them.
That honestly makes more sense to me than someone meeting this Kody guy and being like, yeah, I want to marry this dude. Hey everyone, welcome back to Eskel's Cult Experience. For this video, all you need to know is that it started with the mainstream Latter-day Saints, and then families broke off from the religion and created groups like the FLDS, the Kingston Clan, the AUB, and a few more, but those are the main ones. We're discussing the show Sister Wives and seeing just how crazy it really is.
We're a fundamentalist Mormon family, not a LDS or Mormon family. They quit practicing polygamy 120 years ago.
On the day of the big announcement, I woke up a little bit early so I could start on getting some chores done, and then I woke up the kids. I wake up at 6:15 in the mornings, and then 6:30 I give the kids 10 minutes. Hi. How'd you sleep? Easy. Good. You want 10 more minutes? Okay, lie down. Okay, I'm turning on the light. Oh, wow. Mom. Yes? Shut the door. Okay. My name is Christine, and I'm the third wife in the family.
Advice from Christine is, if you're ever having marital problems, get another wife. It'll fix all your problems. You know, Christine, I highly doubt that. If you can't handle being married to one person, I don't think being married to multiple is going to make it any better. If anything, it's going to make it much, much worse. So, yeah, good luck with that.
I decided when I was about 19, and I wanted to enter a plural family, wanted to enter as the third wife. I guess after you get two wives, guys are like, ah! And then a third wife comes along, and they actually say if you're having problems, like when you have two wives, when you're having problems, marry a third, because they'll even it out. So I only ever wanted to be a third. I never wanted to be a first at all, because I didn't want to be married to a guy by myself. And then I didn't want to be a second because I felt like they were a little wedge in the relationship, and I didn't want to be the wedge. I only ever wanted to be third because it sounded the easiest.
So according to Christine's theory, anytime she's upset with Kody, she should go and find him another wife. Like what? What are you saying here? This is absurd. This is crazy. The things coming out of these people's mouths. I can't believe it.
Can you try and switch that shift? See, Janelle's working too, though. Janelle can't get off of her work.
It'll be easier for me to get off than Janelle to get off. So I'm not going to even try until I know that Janelle does, and then I'll try.
When he is ornery with another one, he gets weird with me. And I don't want that, you know? And so it's very important for him to have a good relationship, and the sexual nature of it is definitely part of that good relationship.
Mary kind of telling Kody, hey, this is what our family rules are. This is what our family should be doing. Now you go and enforce it, and you go do it. But Kody keeps on stating his dominance and the fact that he's the head of the household. He has the final say. I'm sure there's a lot of behind the scenes. There's probably stuff that Kody doesn't want us to see.
We do have sex, it's true.
Okay, so they're kind of trying to answer that age-old question of, can sister wives have threesomes? You know, do they have sexual relationships all together? These sister wives with Kody Brown and his wives, they clearly state that they do not. They each have separate sexual relationships with Kody and only with Kody. Is that the way that these cults teach it? I can say I have never seen sister wives kiss each other or be super affectionate, lovey-dovey. None of that whatsoever.
Let's clarify who the we is in this, though.
Individually, though, there's 3 separate marriages, 3 separate sexual relationships as well.
And they never crossed the boundary.
Christine and Janelle and I each have our own bedrooms, and Kody is welcome in each of those bedrooms alone. It's just how it is. We don't go weird.
Truly scrumptious.
But they make it very clear for these sister wives, there's none of that. Because, why? Why do they say there's none of that? Because they're not weird. But that's what they say. But we're way past that. I'm sorry. You guys are weird. It's good to know if you guys do or don't do that, but you're weird. Okay?
I've always been a career person. I've always worked. I would prefer to be working rather than be home with the kids.
Oh, it just feels so wrong to hear a mom say she doesn't want to take care of her kids. They do say it takes an army to raise these kids, but they got, sorry, I'm just, my brain's going off on this because to me, it feels so unfair for those kids, you know. To me, I hate it when I start to feel like kids aren't receiving the love and the care that they need. And to just see the mom blatantly say that she doesn't want to take care of her kids is just so sad to me.
It's plague food or plague whatever. And that's how most of us are known, is plaguemas. I don't know. My name is Janelle.
Somebody referred to us as pliglets.
Yeah, they're all pliglets.
So they talk about Christine as in if she is the more extreme one of the wives. She's very superstitious about certain things, like she won't use a toaster in the house. But then when Christine's talking, she calls herself the domestic one. She thinks she's less crazy than all the other moms.
Sharks killed 3 people one year, toasted 257 people. I honestly wanted sister wives more than a husband. Everybody that goes to this school believes in plural marriage. They all have tons of moms, all of them.
I want this.
You already had one.
This is for Mom.
Excuse me?
I'm kidding.
That can't buddy around. This is a test.
But Mommy, I don't want to watch them.
Thanks. Cute, huh? Yeah, I know. That would be plain stupid, actually. So, truly grace.
I love how bold these girls are, though. Christine straight up says, I was more attracted to the idea of getting these sister wives than I was to Kody. It's like, sorry, not attractive, attracted to them. She's talking about how the bigger reason she joined this family was for the sister wives, for the friendships and companionships from the other girls. So it's like, as in if she really liked those other 2 girls in the family, the other 2 sister wives. And so she's willing to put up with Kody to be able to have a relationship with those girls, which is very odd to me. Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's how she's describing it, which is funny, which, I mean, that honestly makes more sense to me than someone meeting this Kody guy and being like, yeah, I want to marry this dude, you know? But it's still wild. You're going to go and marry and put up with this dude just to have friends, basically. Like, weird, but okay. So the way they introduce getting a 4th wife into the family is a little bit interesting. So like to compare it to in our family, in my personal family, right? In the Kingston cult, the way that it works is the father's the head of the household. The father's in charge. He makes all the final decisions. And theoretically, they're supposed to go to their wives and say, hey, I have been shown by God that I'm supposed to marry this other girl. And so, like, that's what's going to happen. I hope that I can have your blessing. It'll make things go much more smoothly. But honestly, no matter what you say, I'm going to marry this other person. And so there's way less of this, like, what do you guys think? Like, is this a good idea? Whatever. So Kody announces it to the family that he's thinking about marrying this 4th woman. And his kids, I am kind of surprised at how open his kids are. They're at least comfortable enough to say that's going to be weird, but I'm sure we can get used to it. Like, we've gotten used to having 3 moms, so how much harder can a 4th one be? They're very open to the idea, probably because they were born and raised in it their whole life. But I feel like this is a similar tactic that a lot of groups use. They try to make it seem a little bit like, hey, I'm getting your opinion. I'm kind of questioning what you think. But really, the bottom line at the end of the day, this guy's going to do whatever he's going to do. Like, if he wants to marry this girl, he's going to go and try to marry this girl. Whether his kids say anything, no matter what his wife say. Julie is kind of talking about how she was looking for this to happen. She was kind of expecting for the family to continue to grow and that eventually Kody would take on another wife. So she's very unsurprised by him now going after this fourth wife.
Gosh, we sure need another one. It's getting kind of boring.
Whereas Christine seems a lot more like she likes things the way that they are. She's very comfortable with it. She's not as open to this idea of this new change.
I'm not going to lie, there are jealousy issues, you know? I mean, those are there. Those are natural. And, you know, hopefully that's something that I can overcome.
See, that's a really sad reality that it never goes away. And whether it's talked about or not, it's very obvious that there's jealousy, there's issues with this type of relationship. This whole dynamic of this type of a family comes with a lot of baggage, comes with tons of issues. We all know that. But they have convinced themselves that they have to be okay with it, no matter how much they hate it. So it's like we all know that it doesn't really work for you to have 3, let alone 4 people trying to have sexual relationships with one person. And they're trying to make it work. They're trying to say all the excuses as to why they can overcome their worldly temptations, their issues, their jealousy, and make it all work and everything's going to be fine. But it's not. She's really worried about bringing on a fourth one, all the problems that it could cause, and it's definitely going to bring on problems. And so they're all very vocal about what they want and don't want, but it's like they don't have a say in it. And that's why I know behind closed doors, they feel trapped in it. They feel like they have to go along with it, because if it were up to them, they would simply say no and it wouldn't happen. But clearly they're already in this relationship. They already haven't been able to stop it the other 2 times that it's been happening. So they just essentially have to put up with it, because this is what Kody wants, this is what Kody's going to go after, and so that's what's going to happen.
Because wives are comfortable with another wife in this lifestyle, they're not comfortable with a girlfriend.
Little giddy here. My cup is over.
Wow. Kody has 3 wives, 12 kids, and a job, right? He still goes to work, I would assume, every day. Yet, he takes time out of his schedule, out of his limited time for his larger than average family, to drive 4 hours to pursue this new girl, Robin. How crazy is that? That's absolutely insane. There is no way in the world he cares about his wives and his family when he's willing to put them all aside and spend the majority of his free time going and pursuing this new girl. Like, could you imagine how that must make his wives feel? Like, does he ever take a step back and think about what he's doing? Oh, that is crazy. Talk about long distance relationships, how hard those are to even cultivate, right? How in the world did he find this girl? Like, he must be going way out of his way, spending so much time towards finding these girls to potentially marry. And he found this one, Robin, 4 hours away, and it's consuming all of his time, taking away from what he already has, this huge family. Like everything is just wrong, man. Everything, it's so clear to me there's not a real loving, meaningful relationship, because he's out pursuing something else. He clearly doesn't care about what he has. It's messed up. It's so sad. I mean, it's sad for the wives. It's sad for the kids. It is just wild to see someone live their life like this and have the audacity to expect these women to still stay with him. It is so weird watching him court this girl, knowing that he has not only 1, but 3 families back home just waiting on him. And he's out there just doing whatever the frick he wants. He's acting like he's single. Like he has no responsibilities, no care in the world, just going and finding love, you know? Like he's straight up cheating on all of his wives, and he just expects them to be okay with it. And Kody has the audacity to say the reason he's doing this, the reason he's pursuing a 4th wife, it's because in this lifestyle, wives are okay with bringing on other wives. Have you not been listening to them? listening to them bring up all their concerns about jealousy, about how it may ruin the family dynamic, how they're finally used to the way things are. Like, he's just so oblivious to what's actually happening. And he's just like, nope, they're okay with me doing this. So now, on the contrary side, though, what else is also very strange is not only is Kody, cheating on all of his wives, but it sounds like he's telling this Robin girl exactly what he's doing. And he's dating her and courting her, trying to bring her into his family when he's already got 3 wives and 12 kids. So this Robin girl is there, dating him, courting him, whatever you want to call it, and just seemingly acting like she's okay with everything. Like, okay, you got multiple wives. You want me to be a part of all that? We're going to go on dates. We'll court each other. We'll probably get married. Like, okay. Like, how is she okay with this? Like, to me, it just seems like it would have to be the case that Robin also is not thinking about those other girls at all. She must have no consideration for them. Otherwise, she would put herself in their shoes and be like, what the hell? There is no fucking way that if she was putting herself in those other wives' shoes, she would just be okay with this, She's not realizing what she's getting herself into and what trap she's falling into. Okay. Wow. Well, that's the end of episode 1. This was weird, you guys. This is just so strange. The dynamic of Kody and his wives, like, not even, it doesn't even really get into much of his relationship with his kids, but even just the dynamic between him and his wives is just so strange. It does not feel like a loving relationship between them all. There's so much tension. There's so much weird awkwardness between them. The way they talk to each other is like they seem like strangers just putting up with each other. It's so weird to me. I don't know how in the world Kody convinced these 3 girls to marry him. I don't know how he has this audacity to think that he can just go and get a 4th wife and there's not going to be any problems. He's so oblivious to what's happening and what he's doing. It's absolutely stupid. He's just so childlike in the way he approaches things and talks about stuff. And these women, they just listen to him for some reason. I can't fully wrap my head around why they're in this strange, odd dynamic. But I do got to say, it's kind of interesting being a fly on the wall, It's weird being able to just look in on these weird pigs' lives and just be like, what is going on? Like, what did they just do? What are they even talking about? Like, who says that kind of stuff? Who puts up with this crap? It is just crazy, absolutely crazy. And they're all just winging it. They're all going along with it. And acting and pretending, trying to put on a show like there's nothing wrong, when clearly it's bleeding through like no other, that there's so many issues, there's so many things wrong, and they're still just going with it. Yeah, I could already tell that this is going to be a disaster. There's no way this is going to last long term. And the sad reality is the kids are going to have it the hardest. I can guarantee you that there's going to be lots of disasters, lots of chaos, lots of things falling apart throughout this relationship. And no matter how hard they're trying to paint this picture of, oh, everything's great, they're all so happy, they love having this big of a family, it's like, no, it's so easy to see through the lies, so easy to see the contention, the jealousy, the problems that they're having, that they're trying to brush underneath the rug. And it's absolutely crazy. They give a little recap of the next episode. It looks like someone's going to be having a baby. I'm guessing they have an at-home childbirth like a lot of these families do. Every single one of my siblings was born at home. A lot of these polygamists, they are very old-fashioned. They don't like medical stuff. They try to stay away from all that. So I'm guessing they have it at home. It seems pretty obvious that that Kody's going to end up marrying Robin. And we'll see a lot more of that in the next one. But I just can't see this all going well. There's no way. But we'll find out in the future episodes. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Good job at it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
3 separate sexual relationships as well.
They never cross.
That would be plain stupid.